Let's talk about the rules of handling objections. There's 6 simple rules, and I'll take you through them now. Number 1, never argue, always agree. Many times they'll give us an objection, which really is just a question. They'll give us an objection that we don't agree with, or is so off the wall it doesn't even make sense at all. Why would we even answer it? It's so off the wall. Well, remember, no matter what they ask, we're always agreeing and we're never arguing. So, for instance, I can appreciate your concern and I can see what you mean, or I understand where you're coming from and I would feel the same way. That's an example of hearing them and agreeing with them even though we don't. Okay, and I'll tell you how we transition into having a deeper conversation on the objection if we don't agree with them. But regardless of what they say, I understand what you mean by that and I can appreciate that. I see where you're coming from. I can certainly understand how you feel. That's a statement of agreement. We always start a handler to an objection with a statement of agreement. Number 2, smile and nod your head a lot. Remember, they know when they're giving you objections. They know when they're giving you a tough question. They know most realtors will get flustered when they give objections. So instead, act like it's a no big deal and say, just like I gave you the statement of agreement, but smile and nod when you say it. I can certainly understand where you're coming from. I would want to net the most out of the sale of my home too. I can certainly appreciate what you mean by that. I'm nodding my head, I'm smiling, I'm not getting argumentative. You can't argue with a smile. You can't. Try it. Try arguing someone next time and smiling at the same time. You can't do it. It's almost impossible. So smile and nod your head a lot. Number 3, ask a lot of questions. Asking questions does 2 things when handling objections. Number 1, it buys you time. And you may need to buy time to think of an answer, because when they're giving you an objection that's a tough one, and they're asking you a tough question because they want to work with you, it may take you a little bit of time to lay out what you're going to say to them next. It may take you some time to lay out the next question that you're going to ask them. So for instance, when you start with a statement of agreement, go into something like, I can appreciate where you're coming from, and I'm curious, and ask a question. Or I can certainly understand what you're saying, and I'm wondering. You're following up with a question. So that way you're buying yourself time and you're getting more information. Number 4, make sure to listen carefully to their answers. Okay? Their answer will many times answer the objection for you. Many times they'll say something that is so off the wall, that is so incorrect, and it's an opportunity for you to have a discussion with them about it and show them how it's incorrect and how it could be right. But remember, we're doing it without arguing. Number 5, answer if necessary. And what I mean by that is sometimes they give you an objection just to give you an objection. Many times you can deflect and get off of the question by continuing on with your presentation. I'll give you an example. Well, we're not really crazy about this 6% commission. We were hoping that you'd offer us less. I know, I can understand. Obviously, you want to net the most out of the sale. And I'm curious, do you feel I can sell your home? I didn't even answer their question. Did they even ask a question? They made a statement that they're not happy with my commission. And I deflected and went over to something else altogether. So you don't always have to answer the objection if you can ask another question and continue the conversation down a different path. Finally, number 6, remove the word but and replace it with the word and. Think about this. How often are you in a conversation with someone and they say to you, you know what, I love that shirt, but I'm not a big fan of those shoes. Well, if you think about it, they don't hear that you love the shirt. They didn't hear that you love the shirt. All they heard is they hate your shoes. So instead, when we use the word but, it negates everything that was said before it. However, when you replace the word but with the word and, it links the two together and they're hearing both. For instance, I can appreciate where you're coming from and I understand that you want to net the most out of the sale of this home. Ultimately, it's all about your bottom line, right? Yeah, of course it is. And have you considered if we put it at this price, right? So I'm shifting into another conversation by using the word and, not the word but. Listen to it this way. I can understand that you want to net the most out of the sale of this home. But have you considered the problem it creates for you? Well, now I'm arguing with them. Now I just negated everything that was said before that. I don't appreciate where they're coming from. I don't appreciate that they want to net the most out of the sale of their home because I just used the word but. So work on replacing the word but with the word and in your vocabulary in everything you do. At first it'll be real weird. Even when you're typing emails, you'll find that you say however a lot, or that you say the word but. Remember, it negates everything that was said before that. Next time you're writing an email or having a conversation, use the word and. It may feel awkward at first, but over time you'll get used to it.